Hello. Now let's speak a little bit about awakening and illumination, non duality. It's all under the, and even spirituality. So now all these apparent appearances that seem to come up, they are seem to be normally deemed as events or as objects or as concepts or as something that can be acquired, that can be got, that can be shared, that can be um, got by endeavor or got by apparently waiting or got by just being or lost, this illusion of the self lost. They are all turned into concepts or apparently subject or an object or as a something that has to be given up or got now, and then awakening will result, or even like surrender or being in the moment. So if I do this endeavor, say if I am in the moment, or if I surrender, or if I am quiet enough, or if I am whatever, if I am. So that illusion of the self that I am, apparently the formlessness appearing as the I am deems that these are entities and they can be got by doing this, or this, or like say by being silent or being in the moment or being still or whatever, or just by waiting or just by listening to someone speak like that or someone speak like this or someone speak like so and so, or somehow it is going to affect that cause and effect. So the illusion, the formlessness appearing as this illusion of self, almost like deems a lot of stuff. It deems that it's an event, awakening or spirituality or non-duality or illumination, and this event is going to happen to it, or something will happen and this self will lose itself, and then this event or this happening alone will remain. Now that's all an apparent story. There is just the formlessness. It's just the formlessness. Of course, even these awakenings and spiritual, um, whatever you could say, spiritual uh, happenings or spiritual insights or glimpses or illumination, or this is all, or non-duality, as now it is almost turned into an object. These are all deemed as some kind of a thing, but this is a story. All there is, of course, the formlessness alone appears as the story too, but this is not something. So non-duality is not something that can be shared. Awakening is not something, normally when apparent awakening appears or a glimpse appears, it is owned and by the apparent illusion of the self. The illusion of the self deems that awakening is something that has happened to it, and it is the lucky one that has something which can now share it with others, because there is a point here, point of self. This self, see, the self apparently illusion deems that the formlessness, I would say, yes, but it deems that it is here. It imagines that there is a center here, and then everything is happening around it. There is this self, there is the other, and because there is self and other, there is direction, there is time, and there is space. When there is apparently the sense of self does not appear, then there is no center. Then there is no others. There is apparently directions or space or time or dimensions. These all don't seem to appear because there is no center there. And this center is not there for I won't say for, it's not there. It's not that there is not, it's not there for someone. It's not there. It's just the formlessness that apparently dances as all form, even though, of course, that's the illusion as well. But it alone is. And it alone, as this illusion of self, deems that awakening is an event. It's a study. It's and something that is going to happen to it. And apparently, when there is a glimpse, this self the apparent illusion, starts sharing it. Look, I'm not here now. Or you can also not be there. Or the I dropped away because it was in the moment. So now, if you're not in the moment, or if you surrender, or if you give up, or if you listen to me, then somehow your I will fall away too. And then apparently, what will remain is non duality, what will remain is illumination, what will remain is illustration. That is the dream of duality. Everything that seemingly appears is the formlessness that is appearing alive in you. Of course, this story is also the formlessness appearing as that. But that is the dream of duality, that I have something that I can share with you, or I have something has happened to here or to me that I can share with you. Somehow, I can show you a practice, I can show you a path, I can show you a way, or I can tell you that there is a goal that somehow you haven't reached. It can get very subtle, while all there is simply the formlessness that dances as all form, even as the illusion. It alone appears. Yes, that illusion seems very dissatisfying, that seems very, uh, and apparently there seems to be that it has to got to be rid of. That is because somehow there is an apparent, I won't say knowing, but somehow there is that this is infinite. There is an apparent, I wouldn't even call knowing, but okay, for the want of a better word, there is an apparent knowing for everyone, I would say, but I wouldn't like that word. But there is an apparent knowing that this is infinite. And this infinite is simply is. This boundlessness simply is. This formlessness simply is. And that, when it is apparently bound, apparently, seemingly bound, or when the illusion of the bindings appear, I would say, there seems to be a dissatisfaction wanting to get rid of that. And then that dissatisfaction seeks something called a journey or a technique or a path to attain that satisfaction, to attain that peace. And then it believes that, oh, so and so is very calm, is very peaceful. So somehow I want to become like that. Or I need to become free like that person. Or I need to have those experiences that somehow that person has got. But nobody gets anything. No one can be enlightened, no one is awakened, and no one can be illuminated. For the formlessness alone is. This is almost, you could say, an apparent death of the illusion. Of course, there's no birth and death because there is no one to die and there is no one to be born. But the illusion seemingly that it's like deep sleep, it cannot be described. It's simply this, the formlessness dancing as all form, alive and in you, even as the illusion. So there is no goal, there is no direction, there is no meaning or purpose to this life, and nothing can be attained or got rid of. Nothing is lost, so it cannot be found. It's simply what is this aliveness, this wonder of being for no one, just the formlessness forming, alive and in you, unknowable and ineffable. Thank you. And yes, I had said I'll be taking a break, but it's scheduled.